Hello, this is Scotty O with Ecstatic Hearts, and I'm just reaching out today because I was inspired to talk a little bit about romantic relationships. Basically, uh, I have had a lot of amazing relationships, just so you know why you should be listening to me. And I was married for 14 years. Though I'm not currently married, I feel like you can think of me as like a veteran that's giving advice to other people in the field. It's like I do have some suggestion tips that may be useful for you, and I really have. Yeah, had again amazing relationships, and I'm in the business of love. Ecstatic Hearts is all about increasing connection and intimacy with other people, and yeah, I was just chatting with a friend of mine today, and I thought of some things that we should consider. So the first thing is have a aligned vision. And if you don't have the love of your life, or loves, yeah, I'm polyfriendly, then feel free to write down exactly what you want. If you are already in a relationship, it's still a useful exercise. It's to literally write down everything that you want from a clean slate. This is important too. So many times we'd like to bring in the past and we try to subconsciously recreate old patterns and programs. And even if you're like, or dating multiple people, you might find that they all have the same issues that you're dating. It's because you're the common denominator, and or if you're in a relationship right now, you might notice that the same complaints and patterns are coming up. And the problem is that even when one person changes, if the other person is still looking through the goggles or lenses of their old belief system, they won't they will actually like force the person to go back to their old way of being. And so it really takes conscious effort to clear the field of the old stories, the old programs, the old patterns, and create something new. So it's really falling in love all like a brand new every day with the new person that you're with. Okay, so from that perspective, write down everything that you want. Like not just like to have, but must have. Some people like to distinguish it between these are the must haves and these are the good to have. I say just write it all. Write it all as if I'm your genie granting a wish. And then if you're in a partnership, once you write your list individually, separately, then come together and share the list and see if you are in agreement. Do they match? Are there things um, that you could compromise on or find somewhere else? And I really don't like the word compromise. I usually believe that there's a win-win, that both people's needs are handled or taken care of, and it doesn't mean you have to sacrifice or give up something of yourself. But different strokes for different folks. I'm an idealist, so I say write it all down and then find the person that matches that completely and or agrees to at least work towards creating that together. So once you agree on what you want and you agree on who you want to be, the next step is to put it into effort and put to action. So you might not feel like you are totally aligned with that vision yet, but this is what you work towards. And one of the ways to do that, one of the most powerful ways to do that, is the attitude of gratitude. And what I mean by that is just do something simple, like if you're with your partner, acknowledge them every day for something that you love and appreciate about them, something new every time. And you can write it down and make a list so you can see it's different. But this is the attitude of gratitude works both ways. So when you are sharing something you love about the person, make sure that you are also receiving it as a recipient. So you're both giving and receiving, because a lot of times, again, if we have like resignation or resistance or old stories, we might not let the compliment in, or we might just turn around and see what we don't like. The key is really come from appreciation, because if you can train your brain every day on what you appreciate about the other person, you will fall in love with them all over again, or just enhance and create more of that. What we put out there, we attract. So focusing on what you like, you'll get more of, right? So the next thing is it's good to give feedback and express your concerns and issues, complaints, if you will. But the time to do that is not during a romantic, intimate session. The time to do that is separately, but not while you're doing intimacy. I see this happen sometimes where people are trying to give each other feedback and whatnot in the moment, and then it kills the mood, and then it just creates more problems. Like make sure that your sacred moment is complete, and then give feedback and so forth afterwards. I also want to point out that I believe that love making, sex, if you will, especially tantric sex, is the most powerful way to open up your heart, to connect more deeply and intimately, and to connect with the divine. It's the closest most of us ever get to God is in an orgasm. And it's weird to me that we live in a culture and society where we have so much shame around sexuality that most people a lot of people I meet are like, no, being sexual means you're not being spiritual. And in my experience, that most of my spiritual experiences, my most powerful experiences where I felt a connection with the divine or God, if you will, is through the energy that was generated through lovemaking. And I think it's the most powerful way we connect. Energy transmutes time and space, and it's through sharing energy with other people that I think we truly understand each other and can feel deeper levels of intimacy than what I knew were possible. And then you can actually get to the point where you can read each other's minds, feel each other's feelings, experience each other's orgasms if you're your own. All can happen through tantric lovemaking. So it's like I I want to make orgasms fun again. Like I'm a stand for liberating love and having people embrace sex as a profound, mystical, powerful experience, not a vilified, negative one. And at the flip side of that, if you are in a relationship where it's loving and intimate, but you want to have more sex, I say don't focus on the sex, focus on the intimacy. By focusing on the intimacy and the connection is going to be the most powerful way for you to actually have a better sex life. So that's it. Also, I guess, along with attitude of gratitude, is if you have old complaints with your current partner, old grudges, if you will, you got to forgive. It's not even for them, it's for yourself. It's to accept what was and let go of that. Stop holding on to the past so you can, again, create something new and fresh. And because safety, the final thing is what I should have started with, is safety and trust are paramount when you're rebuilding a relationship, when you're starting a new relationship, you have to create a space for safety. You've got to create a place for trust, and follow your word. Don't violate your own or their boundaries. Be really clear on what your boundaries are, and and then create something together. And anyway, I hope this is useful. These are my tips of the moment, and I will talk to you later. Bye bye.